Hello, Irish fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Golden Domers Report. I'm Landen and Traylor, joined by Dylan Kerns as usual. Logan Traylor, my brother, is here as well. We're expecting JR to pop in here soon. If he doesn't, we're sorry, but we got a lot to dig into in such a short amount of time. Logan, good to have you back on, even though I see a little something on your hat that I don't care for.
Hey, it's all right. We'll excuse it for today.
Yeah, we will excuse it for today. Well, boys, Notre Dame coming off of a 44-34 victory against the North Carolina Tar Heels last Saturday night. Dylan, first off, thoughts on the defensive side of the ball, because we got some issues.
Yeah, we do. We do have some issues on the defensive side of the ball. I think it's pretty clear and evident that that's the case. But you also have to factor in no Kyle Hamilton. Yeah, that's a big piece of that defense. He's arguably a top 5 player in all of college football, and he's a difference maker out there. So we knew that there's a little bit issues going on in that area where if you lose a star player like that on your defense, you're going to get exposed. We knew coming in, this North Carolina team has an explosive offense. We mentioned Sam Howell being one of the best quarterbacks in the nation. I know last year I brought up how they had the 2 running back tandems, the Carter and Williams, but I mean, they still found a way to run the ball very well, especially with Ty Chandler getting it done with 2 touchdowns on the ground. So there are still some improvements to be made on the defensive side. But once again, we see another wide receiver with 10-plus catches, over 100-plus yards, and shredding our number 1 cornerback. So it's a continued worrisome aspect of things on my end, where I see the defense still needs a lot of work. And at the very least, they did win a big game against North Carolina. So I think that's something we can be excited about.
You know, you can go back to all of our games and look at how many points we've given up. This was by far the worst defensive performance this year. I think, you know, it's kind of obvious there as Logan makes the look. But, you know, our defense, right, it is one of the best offenses. But what I'm saying is, our defense has not been bad. For a first-year defensive coordinator, it's been very, very good, especially we had a little trouble against Toledo. But my point is here that was a phenomenal offense, and to hold them to their 3rd lowest points on the year, it's pretty interesting, especially that they have a quarterback in Sam Howell that I think personally is better than Desmond Ridder. Logan, would you agree?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Dylan, would you agree?
You know his answer.
I'm a big Ridder guy. I like Desmond.
I know you are, but Ridder has his moments, and, you know, you got to look at what Ridder's doing against the teams he's playing.
Yeah.
I mean, he really didn't do well against Notre Dame if you really look at it, from a numbers standpoint. All right, another improvement was Kyren Williams. I was saying all week last week that he needs to have a breakout game. Boy, did he ever have his breakout game.
He did. Kyren ran the ball extremely well. I was a little bit bummed that he didn't get another yard to get to the 200 marker, but that's just it's a great feat. 199 on the ground, a touchdown, and that one run was one of the best runs I've seen in college football in a long time, where he was dead in the rights behind the line of scrimmage, went backwards, turned it upfield, and just blast off. To use that speed and explosiveness, I knew Drew Brees had a nice breakdown on the block there by Michael Mayer. But, I mean, look, Kyren Williams has the explosiveness to do that. And I think this was one of the games where you finally saw it all come together, where the offensive line created some sort of room for him running the football. And that's what you needed. That's what he had last year, where he had those big explosive runs, most notably the one against Clemson in the regular season. And that's something Kyren Williams can do. He just flips that switch and boom, take off. So I think we do need to find a way to continue to get him going on the ground. And the good thing about that is he doesn't have a bulk of carries coming in this late in the season. He can only get better and better with volume as we continue on. So I think his best games are ahead of him as we go on throughout the course of the season.
Oh, for sure. No doubt his best games are ahead of him. Here's where I want to bring Logan in on this. Tommy Rees. He is so underrated, in my personal opinion. I'm not sure of yours, but I know you have some thoughts on Tommy Rees. Go for it.
Who, me?
Yes, you. Your name's
Logan. I want to make sure. I thought he got these already. You know, to be honest with you, he called a hell of a game. In my opinion, that game was probably the best call he's had all year. And it was crazy because last week's show, Dylan brought up the fact, could we win a shootout? Could this team do it? And little did we know that we were going to end up in a shootout with North Carolina. And, obviously, with the defensive troubles as far as Bertrand and White, Kelly even mentioned, they're just wore down. When you are playing 70 snaps every game and you don't have much depth at that position, it's tough on the linebackers. Obviously, Kyle Hamilton hurt, but seeing the offense do what they did, seeing the offensive line continue to improve, it's not great. It's not great to Notre Dame standards. It's just average, but that's what we needed them to be all year. And it finally clicked, and Kyron played a hell of a game. And then, I thought Lorenzo Styles, he's going to be a really good guy for us. And I'm going to be excited to watch him kind of grow as he gets older and, go into future seasons. But then it all goes back to one thing. And obviously Tommy's really good. Jack Cohn continues to prove that he is the guy. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country. Some of the balls he had, the one he threw to Styles and dropped it, Lorenzo dropped it, was a great ball.
How about Kevin Austin?
Yeah, Kevin Austin had a couple drops. He doesn't if you give him time, he's going to, one, not make a mistake, 9 out of 10 times, but two, he's going to get the ball where it needs to be, and gives the guys a chance to catch it.
Dylan, your thoughts on Jack Cohn? I know you have some negative thoughts, but you got to give the kid credit. Come on.
Yeah, I'll give him credit. I'm not willing to eat my words just yet because I still think there's a level of Jack Cohn that we've seen earlier that hasn't been the worst version of Jack Cohn. So I'm just going to say that. He said in the nation there, Logan. You said he's
top 10. I'll give him top 10.
You give him top 10. Wow. He's a good quarterback. I'll give him that. But I was someone that wasn't massive on Ian Book. I know, Logan, you're big time on Ian Book.
Yeah.
He's the best thing you've seen in your life. But Jack Cohn, he's serviceable. He's good. He can win you football games, and what we've seen that these last few weeks where he hasn't done anything that's lost you the game. And I think that's a good thing to his credit. I don't think 100% without a run game or any of the factors that he could go out here and have the same success that he has had, because they didn't have a great run game early on in the year. Kyron hasn't had those big runs, and we saw Jack Cohn struggle a little bit, even against a team like Toledo. So I think there's still a level of play for Jack Cohn to where, yes, he looks good now, but he's also had a good run game that has been respected as of late, and it's taken a little while for everything to come together for him. So I think he is good. But I'm not willing to say, all right, it's time that we ride big time on Jack Cohn, because I still have my worries.
Yeah, and a main component of him being successful is the passing scheme isn't the same as it was the first 3-4 games. We're going out 5 yards out, getting the ball out early, and that opens up the run game, going quick. And that's what it says. It's a 2-minute drill the whole game. And now he's comfortable. He doesn't have to think. Offensive line just has to give him a little bit of time, which they're doing. They put him in a position where they knew he was comfortable, and two, the offense would have success. So that's a big, I think JR said it, that's a big testament to the coaching staff. Offensive.
For sure. Last thing I want to touch on for North Carolina is our freshman class is going to be very, very good. They're going to play at a very high level, and especially the classes that are coming in with 2022, 23. By then, that freshman class will be juniors. Boys, it's going to be nice. It's going to be a fun ride these next 4, 5, 6 years for Notre Dame football. Maybe the transition. I know we kind of talked on this last week a little bit. The transition for Kelly's, what is it, predecessor, whatever. Whoever takes over after Kelly. It's Notre Dame taking on Navy this Saturday, 3:30 p.m. on NBC. Look, it's Navy. It's never easy. It's never easy with Navy. JR, welcome to the show. You've seen more Navy games than all three of us combined. Can you just tell us a little bit about this rivalry and a little bit about your experience and, your thoughts on Navy?
Wow, a lengthy history with the Naval Academy. And many of the fans may not be aware of how this kind of started, dating back, to the World War and whatnot. But yeah, I've seen probably 10 to 15 Navy games. And growing up in the 80s and the glory days of Lou Holtz, if there was the easy ticket to get for a Notre Dame game, if any could be had, they usually centered around Navy. So I've seen a lot of Navy games, a very loving tradition with them, very well respected. I like the tradition they have post game where, both teams kind of interact with each other and their school traditions and whatnot. Just a ton of respect for their program, for their tradition, for their coach, obviously for their players and their institution. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. Should be, I know we're 20.5-point favorites, but listen, this team is improving. They're getting a lot better. They had a nice win last week. They competed with Cincinnati, probably better than we did, even though we probably didn't help ourselves out with that. Listen, for any of the fans who watched the show last week and the emergency podcast over Landon's guy leaving for USC, Coach Ken, love the guy. He's going to have his guys ready to play, and they're going to play really damn hard.
Coach Ken, hire Ken. All right, Dylan, just preview a little bit about Navy really quickly here.
Yeah, this is going to be a game where the Irish, I think, you can go in knowing it's whenever we play Navy, it's sort of like a feel good game, like not necessarily going in reading too much into the matchup, but it's Navy, it's tradition. Like when this game is right there at Notre Dame Stadium, there's an extra feeling around campus where this is Navy, this is the game that just has so much tradition with the rivalry between the two schools. So from a football aspect, I think they got to continue to stick with the ground game. You got to beat Navy with time of possession. That's one thing that you have to do when you play the Naval Academy. So if you can find a way to control time of possession, run the ball, make smart plays, and don't overthink anything or don't take them too lightly, then I think it should be an easy victory for the Fighting Irish.
Logan, thoughts on Navy?
Yeah, I agree with everything that those two said. Obviously, great respect for both programs, and obviously the history is very rich. But quickly, we have to build the lead early. We have to put them away early because obviously the triple option is tough to defend. It's a physical game. Someone every year, a crucial kid always gets hurt for us. I mean, that it's just bound to happen. And I hate playing these types of games, but especially playing Virginia next weekend. But you can't look ahead. You got to take care of business. Put them away, and it can help our case if we shut them out and beat them by 20, 30 points, because Cincy obviously had their struggle with them early.
That's a great point. I mean, we could. I mean, we need a dominating win. We need a statement win. This could be our statement win with our remaining schedule. Now, one thing I do want to talk about is if you look back at 2016, and you guys both, all three of you mentioned time of possession. Look back at 2016. We had 4 possessions in that game. We scored on all 4 of them, yet we still lost by 1 point. So I think scoring touchdowns in the red zone is so crucial, especially when you're playing Navy, because you're not going to get another chance to try to put up points.
They're good in the red zone defensively.
They are very good in the red zone.
And it's not necessarily the time of possession, but it's the actual possessions. You can't be down 2-1 with Navy in possessions. Right. That's not a winning formula at all. If you're 2-1, even 1.5-1 in possessions, you're going to be behind the 8 ball.
Yeah, absolutely, you are. We need to be solid on the offensive and defensive line. They run the triple option. We know that. And here's one thing. I can't remember who asked it in Kelly's press conference on Monday. Some of these kids haven't even played Navy before, like the freshmen and, even the sophomores and maybe even the juniors, perhaps. Cone hasn't. It'll be interesting because taking a year off from Navy, obviously that's tricky. You don't prep for Navy like you usually do every
O'Malley
year.
asked that question.
Yes, it was Tim O'Malley. Thank you, Logan. But like I mentioned before I brought in JR, it's always tough to play Navy, no matter what year, where you're at, what their record is, what your record is. Navy is always a very tough opponent for us. I think that's what people don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to look at after Navy too. A lot of teams look at their records after you play an armed force, Navy, Army, Air Force, any of them. Look at what your record is after you play that team.
Right. So to say the least, Navy, what, Dylan? 2 wins, 3 wins?
2 and 6, I think.
6. Okay. The last 2 out of the 3 years we've played Navy, they've been having a losing record. 2019, they were obviously ranked, but 2018, they had a losing record. 2017, they were solid. And then, of course, 2016 or this year, definitely not. But, hey, Coach Ken, let's bring him. Hey, you know what, JR, he's struggled, let's bring him, let's bring a armed forces coach to a big name school like Notre Dame. Let's bring Coach Ken.
Love him.
I'm poking fun at you. I'm trying to be sarcastic. You didn't catch on there.
No, I know your sarcasm, but laugh all you want.
He can coach.
He can coach. He can coach. How many bowl games has Navy been to under Coach Ken?
I think they've only missed 3 or 4 under Coach
How many
Ken.
years has he been there? 18, 15, 20?
Longer than I've been alive.
Wow.
When Navy beat us, they had that. Oh, what was his name? He used to coach at Georgia Tech.
Paul Johnson. Paul
Yes.
Johnson.
Yes, when they beat us for the first time in for the 45 something years.
Yeah, under Charlie, we were Charlie Weiss.
In 08.
Yeah.
I think that was 08.
I was at
Paul
that
Johnson.
Game. I was at the game when they beat us in New York too.
Yeah, they dominated us that game. Kelly's first game against Navy, they really had it out for us. But you look at since 2010, we've really gotten back to dominating the rivalry. I mean, there's only one game where they beat us, 2016 since 2010. So we really had good luck with the Navy. All right, so that does it for our weekly preview now. All right, so let's get right into it. The Week 10 picks. Last week's winner is yours truly, Dylan and Logan coming in at second place, and Frenchie had a tough week.
Where's Frenchie?
He had a tough
Hey, can't win them all.
Is what it is. FEO. That's FEO material. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So our non-ranked game of the week, we're going to start the week off with this. Our non-ranked game of the week at 7:30 p.m. on Friday on ESPN2 is Virginia Tech at Boston College. This is major for both teams. Both come in at 4-4. Ooh. We'll start same lineup as usual. Logan, JR, Dylan, myself.
I'm taking Virginia Tech.
I'm gonna go BC. Vatek, they got some issues going on around there. I'll go with little brother. Our little brother.
Yeah.
I'm also going Boston College. I think it changed the narrative if this was in Virginia Tech, but it's not. So BC all the way.
I'm going Virginia Tech due to the sole reason that Boston College has obviously, and it's shown that they have struggled without Phil Dracovic. So give me Virginia Tech in this one. Give me Tech. Saturday. Let's get into the Saturday slate. Missouri at Georgia noon on ESPN.
Georgia.
Last time I checked, this line was like 30 or something.
38.
38. Jeez. Is that your lock of the week, JR?
No, I think that might be too high, actually.
Yeah.
I might take the points there.
Yeah. I'm not a gambling man yet. It's 5th ranked Ohio State. I got a lot to learn. 5th ranked Ohio State at Nebraska on Fox at noon.
Give them the Buckeyes.
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Ohio State, but don't be surprised if it's a little bit of a letdown from the Buckeyes. Don't be surprised. Nebraska, they've been known to hang around with teams they really should. Look at last year's Ohio State-Nebraska game. Nebraska was in it until about the 4th quarter. 9th ranked Wake Forest at North Carolina on ABC at noon. This is going to be a tricky one.
I'm taking the Tar Heels.
Ditto. UNC.
Wow. You know what? I'm gonna take the other here. I'm going with Mr. Hatman in Wake Forest.
I'm going with North Carolina. This is the best offense Wake Forest will face all year. I don't think they can shut it down. Give me the Tar Heels. Mac Brown, baby. Mac Brown after a loss. Liberty at 16th ranked Ole Miss on the SEC network.
Give me Ole Miss, but this is going to be a close one. I like Liberty.
Yeah, I agree. It's Hugh Freeze, right?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah. Give me Ole Miss, but Liberty's going to put up a good fight.
Mississippi.
I'm going with Ole Mississippi as well. Like these two mentioned, Logan and JR. It's going to be a close game, I think. Liberty having Hugh Freeze, who kind of had an unexpected departure from Ole Miss, in my opinion. But oh well. Give me Ole Miss. Illinois at 20th ranked Minnesota on ESPN2.
Oh, man. Give me the Gophers.
Yeah, I was really surprised to see Minnesota at 20 in the rankings.
Yeah.
I mean, they lost to Bowling Green.
Right.
Give me Minnesota. Illinois, they'll show up though, but Minnesota.
Could be a good one.
I'll take Minnesota in a close contest, maybe overtime.
Yeah, give me Minnesota. I don't say that too confidently, but give me Minnesota. 25th ranked Pitt at Duke on the ACC network. Logan, luckily for you, basketball season's almost here for the Dukies.
Yeah, can't wait. Give me Pitt, though.
Pitt.
I'm going to pick at Pitt.
I see what you did there. I see what I got that. I got that analogy this time. Give me Pitt in this one big. 3 p.m. we got Idaho State at 15th ranked BYU on ESPN3. Whoa, what a nail biter.
We're back rocking with the Mormons.
Yeah, BYU coming in at 15. I'll ride them.
Yeah, Idaho
66 on putting up 66 last week. Woo.
Yeah.
I'll be right.
You guys know I've been longing to say this. Give me the Mormons. Give me the Mormons. I took a week off, but I'm back on the Mormons. 3:30 p.m. This is a tricky one. Could be a tricky one, in my opinion. Second ranked Michigan State at Purdue on ABC.
Give me the Boilermakers. I'm taking them. Give me them.
Classic letdown spot.
Yep.
Purdue could be a letdown for them, but they beat Nebraska. I wouldn't necessarily say that that's some, monumental win.
Just for Purdue.
I'm gonna go. It is for Purdue. I'm gonna go with Jeff Brom and the Toilet Makers.
Yes.
In which I will take the higher favored matchup and play against everyone's upset and give me Sparty.
Michigan State by 24. Tulsa at 6th ranked Cincinnati on ESPN2.
Give me Cincy.
Yeah, Cincinnati.
Give me the Bearcats.
I want to know why College Game Day is going to Cincinnati, Tulsa. Why wouldn't you go to SMU Cincinnati or something like that? What a disgrace and what a joke. 11th ranked. I'm going with Cincinnati, by the way.
You look at the schedules when you say those things?
Huh?
You look at the schedules when you say those things? What if SMU Cincinnati isn't anywhere close? What if there's a bigger matchup where College Game Day would rather?
Well, then go to the bigger matchup. There's a lot bigger matchups in Cincinnati, Tulsa this week, Dylan.
They gotta be diverse in the locations that they attend.
I mean, no, they don't. They've gone to Georgia like twice in a row this year. Don't give me that bull crap. Yeah.
Okay, Sparkles, continue on.
Yeah. Sparkles. 11th ranked Oklahoma State at West Virginia on ESPN.
Give me Oklahoma State. That's going to be a good one, though.
Yeah, I'm lockstep with you, Logan. Oklahoma State.
West Virginia.
Good game.
You going with West Virginia, huh? Taking my advice from last week, huh? Yeah. Yeah?
If that's what you want to say it, then yes, I am.
Okay. Give me Oklahoma State in this one, only because you didn't sing the song. 12th ranked Baylor at TCU on Fox.
Give me Baylor.
Thank you. My God, why do you even have to think about that?
I really like Baylor this year. like their coach, like their offense. You know, TCU, not sure what's going on over there. Give me Baylor.
Baylor.
Too much smoke going around Texas Christian University. Give me Baylor big. 13th ranked Auburn at 14th ranked Texas A&M. I cannot wait for this one on CBS, 3:30 p.m.
I'm with Dylan here. I'm Bo next.
Yeah.
I'm going A&M. They're playing really well. Their offense is figured out. I think they're coming off of a bye. Give me A&M.
I apologize to my boy Bo Nix, but I'm not picking Auburn because Bo Nix.
I'm going with Auburn. Texas A&M, they've been known to show a little bit of a letdown against teams they really should win. You look at the Arkansas game, they laid a brick, scored 10 points, did not look good. I know they had another loss. I cannot remember who their other loss is to. Anybody remember their other loss?
Yeah, Colorado.
They did lose.
They're awful.
7th. They lost. Yeah, I'm going with Auburn in this one. Auburn's clicking. They are. Whether you like them or not, they're clicking right now. 21st, talk about a team that's clicking, is 21st ranked Wisconsin at Rutgers on the Big Ten Network.
Best quarterback in college football. Give me Mert.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he's figured it out. Give me Wisconsin too.
It Mert's so good. Give me Wisconsin.
Here's the Heisman frontrunners. I'll give them to you right now. We got Mertz, Cone, and then throw in there Purdue's quarterback. I can't remember his name. Actually,
one of the three.
No. We're gonna go top 3 in Mertz, Cone,
Derek
and
King.
Bo Nix.
Okay.
That's my top 3. I'm going with Wisconsin here big. Rutgers is a basketball school who only shows up against Indiana.
Oh, they do every year.
Not this year, baby.
I'll have to go up for them.
Not this year. 17th ranked 4 p.m. We got 17th ranked Mississippi State at Arkansas on the SEC network. This is getting dicey.
Give me Mississippi State.
Give me Arkansas, although I love Mike Leach. Give me Arkansas at home.
Arkansas.
Les Miles action there. Give me Mississippi State here. 17. What?
Let me be. Picking all my picks. Trying to get away from
Now you know how I feel. I'm going Mississippi State here. 19th ranked NC State at Florida State on the ACC network. What a way to lose a game last week. Way to screw a lot of people out of a lot of money last week, Florida State.
Hey, they won. It's fine. Give me NC State, though.
Yeah, I'll take NC State too.
This was at night. I'm going Florida State, but I got to go NC State.
I don't care if it's at 3 a.m. I don't care if it's at 8 a.m. Give me NC State. 7 p.m. We got LSU at number 2, Alabama on ESPN.
Bama.
I try to do an elephant noise, but I don't know how to do it. I'll do the Alabama Roll Tide.
I'm going with Alabama as well. This rivalry is getting back to what it used to be, like when Alabama was shredding LSU. A lot of hype around this game. Not this year. There's no hype around this game at all. Give me Alabama. Tennessee at 18th ranked Kentucky on ESPN.
Give me Kentucky.
This is going to be a good game. It's like, Kentucky's got good defense. Tennessee's got good offense.
They do.
I like Tennessee. Something's telling me to take Tennessee, but I'm going to stick with Kentucky.
Oh, you just made me write down Tennessee.
Remember those T-shirts? I'm rocking the T-shirt. U of T, baby. Let's go Tennessee.
I'm going with Tennessee as well. Give me Rocky Top, baby. I'm not going to sing it because Dylan insulted me last time I sang on the show, which is very rude. Give me Rocky Top. 22nd ranked Iowa at Northwestern. This game's not televised.
Give me Iowa.
Yeah, Iowa.
Don't do it.
Iowa.
Yeah, this isn't the game to pick your upset, bud.
I'm not thinking like a student at Northwestern if I were.
Boise State at 23rd ranked Fresno State. Watch out for this one.
Why?
Give me Fresno.
Who said why?
Me.
You?
Why are we watching out for this game?
Because Boise State slammed BYU. You got a little sass on you today. I don't like it.
Here, JR
See,
pick.
I like Fresno State in a situation that they were in last week. In situations like this week, I'm going to go Boise.
See? He agrees with me.
I'll say this: 4:14 p.m. Wednesday, November whatever, the 3rd. I'll say Fresno State pounds Boise State. They beat them by 14 plus.
Give me Boise State. This is going to be a little bit of a letdown. It is going to be a letdown for Fresno State. Things are tricky up there in the valley. 4th ranked Oregon at Washington on ABC. This is Herbie and Fowler.
Give me Oregon.
Yeah, I ain't got no faith in Washington being able to score enough points to win this game. Give me Oregon.
If it looks like a duck, it's a duck. I'm going with the Ducks.
Oregon, big. I'm getting tired of your analogies. They're getting old.
Are they?
They are. Indiana at 9th ranked Michigan on Fox. He's thinking about this one. It's only because he's gonna go to it probably.
Michigan.
From LEO to FEO, give me Michigan.
Love that. Love that. I'm also taking the Wolverines big.
Michigan by 30. Indiana stinks. Not so game of the week at 7:30 p.m. on the SEC network. 4-4 Florida at 4-4 South Carolina. And you know why I only put this on here because I wanted to give JR a chance to say something about Dan Mullen like he does weekly. I love that. Those make my day. Logan, go ahead.
Give me the
Gators.
Yep.
Okay. JR.
Listen, Dan Mullen, just put a dunce cap on him every single week. The guy is talking his way out of work. He's performing his way out of a major job. With that said, I probably shouldn't pick them, but I will. Give me Florida.
Wow.
Whoa.
Gamecock.
I'm
Dylan,
picking
you go.
Gamecocks.
You're going with South Carolina?
You bet your tail.
Only because you live in South Carolina, isn't it?
No, it's because I don't believe in Florida.
Give me Florida. End of the day, they're playing South Carolina. They don't have Spurrier with them. Give me Florida. 3:30 p.m. on NBC. We have Navy at number 10, Notre Dame. Why are you thinking about this? Why?
Just to piss off. Notre Dame, obviously. I say we beat them. I'll give us 45-17.
Yeah, I like Notre Dame in this game. Give me Notre Dame 37. The Middies 23.
Ooh.
That's interesting. It's spicy. I think I'll take the Irish 38-20.
I'm going Notre Dame 38-7 on this one. Big time. Just blast. Didn't I say Notre Dame was going to win by like 21 last week? I think I said that last week. Yeah. That's probably the worst one I've had this year, except Vanderbilt. I said it first. Nobody else can say it. Thank you.
Vanderbilt.
All right. All right, Irish fans. That is all we have for you today, JR. Logan, thank you for being on the show yet again. Definitely most likely having you back next week. Next week, hopefully you guys can join because we got Virginia on tab, and that's not going to be anything to overlook at all. Virginia on the road, they're playing pretty damn good. They put up 49 points and still lost. That says a lot. All right, so make sure to follow us on YouTube, subscribe. We have a Twitter as well, Dylan. Yeah, we have a Twitter now. Other than that, go Irish and love the Notre Dame. See you next time.